We've come to the third and final part of the story of A. And I think we left off when last we left our intrepid heroine, also known as me. We were going to Pennsylvania. But there's something happened before that. The next day, I tried to volunteer again at the food festival. The day after I had words with Elton. And I was there for a little bit. And they said, oh, we don't really need you. And what I thought is, oh, he saw me there. And said, I don't want her here. So when I went to Pennsylvania, I said to him, and I finally got, and he gave his talk and everything. He's a really great speaker. And we went up to get our book signed. I said to him, I was just wondering if you had me ejected. And he looks at me, and his eyes get all big. And he's like, no, I don't do that. And I'm like, okay. And I believed him. I mean, he may have been still in his arrogant bastard period, but I've not really known him to lie. He signed my book, and we talked for a little bit. And he had written a whole big thing about how fans should act when they see him, basically because to be honest, he's had fans do a lot of strange things. I think just because his show's odd, they can do strange things. They've asked him to sign live animals. He got bit by a hamster once because of that. People have run and tried to jump into his arms. There used to be a video of that, but it's gone now. But if you could have seen his expression, he was not happy, and I don't blame him for that. He got real famous real fast. And some people can take it well, and some people can't, and he couldn't. But he put out this list of things to do and not to do. And one of the things was no hugs. So I said to him, can I have a hug? And he looked at me and kind of rolled his eyes, but he said, come here. And he gave me a side hug. He gives great side hugs. He really does. And then I didn't see him again until 5 years later. Last month. And I was nervous because of everything that had happened. And so I sat. I was nervous the whole time before he came on. And then he gave his little speech. And there weren't as many people there as were the first three when he had the 3 Good Eats books. The place was mobbed. It was like standing room only. People would be standing in back of where the chairs was. And the lines of people standing back were like 6 or 7 or 8 deep. And he would sign, but he would sign until after the store closed. He always did that. At all the signings, he does not leave until everyone has a signed book. Just one of the things I was always knew that Alton was in there somewhere. And apparently that Alton's back, because when I waited to be last in line, I went up to him nervous. And he said, hi, how you doing? And I said, do you remember me? And he said, oh, yeah. And we just talked. And there's just a sadness there now. I think the divorce probably took a lot out of him. I know he lost both his dogs in the divorce. He had 2 dogs that he loved. And because he travels all the time now, he can't take them with him. I mean, he lost his wife. They were married for a little more than 25 years. So that's got to be really, really hard. Kind of funny that everybody I care about. Anyway, now I get emotional. He's a good man. He just has been sidetracked a bit. He'll come back. So, what have we learned from this story? That everybody's a work in progress. That sometimes people are who we think they are, and sometimes people aren't who they think they are. I won't lie. I miss I miss Lisa, but I'm not going to be treated badly just because whatever he is, treats her badly, you know? I just don't accept that. I wouldn't treat anybody that way. No matter if I ever wind up with anybody, no matter who it is, I'll always have time for my friends. Anyway, I'm not feeling great. Sorry. Just thinking about things. And I'm so glad that I have you as a friend, because I honestly don't know what I'd do without you. Thanks for listening to this story. I guess I can say it's to be continued. And I'll answer a question you might have. Say for the sake of argument, because Alton does hang out in the city a lot. Say we got to know each other better. If he was interested, would I? I would. Go out with him. I'd give it a shot. Why not? I mean, I've cared about him for 17 years. Doesn't trump 33, though. I don't think anything will. Apparently, speaking of, David is going to be in North Carolina next Saturday doing a bike rally for early voter registration. Bless that man. He needs to take 6 months off and study for the citizenship test and pass it. So he can really be one of us, even though I feel like he already is. Anyway, I'm getting emotional, so I'm gonna go. But he is much one of us, and he is in my heart, always, like you are. I miss you, I wish you were closer, I love you to death, and I will talk to you tomorrow, alright? Can't do it with my left hand, gotta do it with my right. Love you. Thank you for being a really good friend, and I miss you. Alright, I shall talk to you in the morning. Good night.